So, hello everyone, and a very good evening to all of you. Welcome back once again to the session of Indian Polity. In today's session, guys, we are starting Parliament. जैसा कि मैंने आपको पहले बताया था कि मंडे से हम स्टार्ट करेंगे पार्लियामेंट को एंड पार्लियामेंट विल बी कवर्ड इन 4 सेशंस. इन फर्स्ट सेशन वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट द बेसिक्स ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट कि उसके क्या क्या कॉम्पोजिशंस है. विल टॉक अबाउट द लोकसभा, राज्यसभा, द स्पीकर ऑफ द लोकसभा एंड द चेयरमैन ऑफ द राज्यसभा. ऑलराइट. In the next session, we will talk about the sessions of the parliament, and in the third session, we will talk about the procedure of passing of bills in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. वो पूरा process हम समझेंगे. And in the fourth session, I will discuss with you some interesting facts about the Parliament of India. जो Parliament of India है उसके बारे में हम कुछ interesting facts है उसको हम discuss करेंगे 4 सेशन में. I'll try कि ये 3 सेशंस में ही सारी चीजें complete हो जाए, बट क्योंकि बहुत लंबा चार्टर है पार्लियामेंट, सो 4 लगेंगे, बट यस मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि वो 3 में ही कंप्लीट हो जाए. ओके, सो लेट्स बिगिन विद द सेशन गाइस एंड लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द पार्लियामेंट ऑफ इंडिया. और पार्लियामेंट में हम सारी चीजें कवर कर लेंगे कि बिल कैसे आता है, और एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ भी हम इसी में कवर कर लेंगे. सो एवरीथिंग विल बी कवर्ड विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द पार्लियामेंट. So as you all know, Indian parliamentary system is similar to the British parliamentary system, or you can say the parliamentary form of government of India is adopted from the British parliamentary system. So we do not have the presidential form of government as we can see it is there in America. America में कैसी है? Presidential form of government है, but we have parliamentary form of government. मतलब हमारे पास एक parliament है और parliament ही हमारे देश में सबसे ज्यादा सुप्रीम है. Alright. In part 5 of the Constitution of India, from article number 79 to 122, all the provisions with respect to Parliament are enumerated. जितने भी provisions हैं वो किस में है? Part 5 में. And article number 79 to 122. And इसमें याद रखना, सारे articles याद रखने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. Generally article से related question नहीं आते from the Parliament, but yes, you have to remember part number. In part 5 from article 79 to 122, all the provisions of parliament with respect to parliament are enumerated. All right, so let's move ahead and let's talk about the composition of parliament. So I hope you all know this, that parliament consists of 3 offices of president, lok sabha and rajya sabha. ठीक है, पार्लियामेंट में कौन कौन आते हैं? प्रेसिडेंट आता है, लोकसभा आता है, राज्यसभा आता है. प्लीज डू रिमेंबर दैट पार्लियामेंट does not consist of the office of vice president of India. Vice president, although vice president is the part of Rajya Sabha, he is the chairperson of Rajya Sabha, but he is not considered, the office of vice president is not considered a part of parliament. ठीक है, so parliament consists of president, lok sabha and rajya sabha. Now remember, आपने देखा ही होगा पार्लियामेंट्री सेशन में प्रेसिडेंट तो कभी नहीं बैठते, ना तो वो वोटिंग करते हैं, ना वो किसी बिल पे अपना कोई भाषण भी नहीं होता उनका, वो शुरू में होता है बस पहला. बट सो अगर हम ऐसे देखें कि अगर एक मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट है, वो पार्लियामेंट में बैठ रहा है, उसकी वोटिंग में पार्टिसिपेट कर रहा है, उसकी प्रोसीडिंग्स में पार्टिसिपेट कर रहा है, बट प्रेसिडेंट तो नहीं करता, देन हाउ प्रेसिडेंट इज अ मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट? सो प्रेसिडेंट इज अ मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट बिकॉज प्रेसिडेंट्स असेंट इज नेसेसरी फॉर एन एक्ट. किसी भी एक्ट को, किसी भी बिल को अगर एक्ट बनाना है, so then president's assent is necessary. Number 1. Number 2, president summons and prorogues both the houses and he can also dissolve the Lok Sabha. ठीक है, वो समन करते हैं दोनों हाउसेस को, प्रोरोग कर सकते हैं दोनों हाउसेस को, करते हैं, कर सकते नहीं है, करते हैं, and he dissolves the Lok Sabha also. And in case of recession, वो president के पास power है that he can also issue ऑर्डिनेंसेस. ठीक है, अगर कोई अर्जेंट पब्लिक इंपॉर्टेंस का मैटर है, अर्जेंट इफ देयर इज एन अर्जेंट मैटर ऑफ पब्लिक इंपॉर्टेंस एंड द पार्लियामेंट इज नॉट इन द सेशन, देन इन दैट केस प्रेसिडेंट कैन आल्सो इशू ordinances. Okay, so that is why we can say that president is a part of parliament. So if anyone asks you that since president does not take part in any proceeding of the parliament in either house, lok sabha and rajya sabha, then how president is a part of parliament? So you can tell these 3 points. President is a part of parliament because of these 3 reasons. All right, moving ahead, now let's talk about the Rajya Sabha. So the maximum composition of Rajya Sabha, guys, is 250 members. It is the maximum composition is how much? 250. And out of this 250, 238 are elected representatives from states and UTs, both states and UTs. All right, and 12 are nominated by the president. 12 को कौन नॉमिनेट करते हैं? प्रेसिडेंट करते हैं. करंटली राज्यसभा की जो स्ट्रेंथ है वो कितनी है? 245. दिस 250 इज द मैक्सिमम स्ट्रेंथ. द मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ पर्सन, द मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ मेंबर्स राज्यसभा में जो हो सकते हैं एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, दैट इज हाउ मच? 250. बट करंटली इट हैज 245 members. All right. Now, members of Rajya Sabha, remember, are elected by the elected members of state legislative assemblies. Now, state legislative assemblies mein there are no nominated members. I hope you all know this. In the state legislative assemblies, there are no nominated members. Okay. And the members of Rajya Sabha are elected by the members of state legislative assemblies only, which means there is no role of state legislative councils in the case of election of members of Rajya Sabha. All right. By the process of election held in accordance with proportional representation by means of single transferable vote, which means यहाँ पे जो वो 18 साल से ऊपर वाले सभी वोट करेंगे, वो वाला प्रोसेस यहाँ पे एप्लीकेबल नहीं है. ठीक है, यूनिवर्सल एडल्ट सफराज वाला प्रोसेस यहाँ पे नहीं लगता राज्यसभा में. राज्यसभा के मेंबर्स आर इलेक्टेड by the process which is proportional representation by means of single transferable vote. All right. Then UTs, the members from the UTs, the members of Rajya Sabha from UTs are also elected by the electoral college. एक electoral college बनाया जाता है formed for this purpose and held in accordance with proportional representation by means of single transferable vote. And do remember that only Delhi, Puducherry and Jammu and Kashmir, have the Rajya Sabha members. Other UTs के पास उतना population नहीं है कि उनके पास राज्य सभा member हो, because number of seats in Rajya Sabha is decided is decided in proportion to the population of the states and UTs. ठीक है, and in the rest of the states they do not have enough population, and that's why only Delhi, Puducherry and Jammu and Kashmir have the Rajya Sabha members. All right. And of course, nominated members are nominated by president from the field of art, science, literature and social service. Moving ahead to the duration. So as you all know guys, the Rajya Sabha is a continuing chamber. Rajya Sabha is a continuing chamber, which means Rajya Sabha कभी भी dissolve नहीं हो सकता. ठीक है, the president, the prime minister, the cabinet, no one can dissolve the Rajya Sabha. It is a permanent chamber. It is a continuing chamber. However, as per the Representation of People's Act 1951, it was decided that for a member of Rajya Sabha the maximum term will be 6 years. ठीक है, एक राज्य सभा का मेंबर कितने टाइम तक रहेगा? 6 साल तक रहेगा. And remember, this is as per the Representation of People's Act 1951. It is not mentioned in the constitution that the term of a Rajya Sabha member will be 6 years. The constitution ने ये जिम्मेदारी दी थी किसको? पार्लियामेंट को, कि पार्लियामेंट डिसाइड कर सकता है कि what should be the term of a Rajya Sabha member. So accordingly, parliamentary decided as per the provisions of RPA 1951 that it would be 6 years for a member. ठीक है, but 1/3 of the members retire every 2 years from Rajya Sabha. हर 2 साल में 1/3 members retire हो जाते हैं. Okay. And for the very first time, पहली बार जब जो हमारा पहला बैच था राज्यसभा का, उसमें से लोग कैसे रिटायर हुए थे? लॉटरी सिस्टम चला था उसमें. This question can also be asked. It was decided by lottery as to who should be retire in the first batch of Rajya Sabha. ठीक है. Now membership. If any person wants to be a member of Rajya Sabha, then he should be a citizen of India. He should possess qualifications as prescribed by the Parliament as per the Representation of People's Act of 1951. And equal to or more than 30 years in age. Remember this, for becoming member of a Rajya Sabha, you should have age 30 years or more than 30 years. ठीक है, कितना होना चाहिए? 30 साल या उससे ज्यादा. While in the case of Lok Sabha, it is 25 years. ठीक है. So this is regarding Rajya Sabha. Now let's talk about the Lok Sabha. So the maximum number of members that Lok Sabha can ever have is how much? 550. मैक्सिमम कितना है? 550 है. And out of this 550, 530 should be from the states and 20 from the UTs. And of course, these are directly elected by the people of India. Current membership of Lok Sabha is 543. और जो इससे पहले 545 था, बट विद द 104th अमेंडमेंट एक्ट ऑफ 2019, 104th अमेंडमेंट एक्ट ऑफ 2019, the two nominated members, the provision of two nominated members in Lok Sabha was removed. ठीक है, जो इससे पहले क्या था, दो एंग्लो इंडियंस वर टू बी नॉमिनेटेड बाय द प्रेसिडेंट. ठीक है, सो दैट टाइम द sanctions strength was how much, 545, but currently it is 543. Why? Because 104th amendment act of 2019 removed the provisions for nomination of anglo indians, because government का ये मानना है that एंग्लो इंडियंस के रिप्रेजेंटेशन की अब यहाँ पे कोई जरूरत नहीं है. ऑलराइट, नाउ ड्यूरेशन ऑफ कोर्स ऑफ लोकसभा इज 5 years, बट प्रेसिडेंट कैन डिसॉल्व लोकसभा एट एनी टाइम. बट ऑफ कोर्स ये हमने पढ़ा था, जब हमने प्रेसिडेंट पढ़ा था, कि प्रेसिडेंट की मर्जी नहीं है कि वो कभी भी जाके लोकसभा को डिसॉल्व कर दे. ठीक है, इट इज नॉट दी इट इज नॉट दी सोल डिस्क्रिशन ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट कि वो दैट ही कैन डिसॉल्व दी लोकसभा एट एनी टाइम. ऐसा नहीं होता है. जब तक कि मेजॉरिटी जो भी लीडर है, लोकसभा का जो भी लीडर है, जब तक वो मेजॉरिटी में है, तब तक प्रेसिडेंट कैन नॉट डिसॉल्व द लोकसभा. ऑलराइट, सो प्रेसिडेंट इज ऑथराइज्ड टू डिसॉल्व द लोकसभा एट एनी टाइम, even before the completion of 5 years, and it cannot be challenged in any court of law. If president dissolves Lok Sabha, then that cannot be challenged in any court of law. और यहाँ पे याद रखना that it is not the ये ऐसा नहीं है कि प्रेसिडेंट का मन कर रहा है कि प्रेसिडेंट, there is no sole discretion of president that he can dissolve Lok Sabha at any point of time till the leader in Lok Sabha enjoys the majority. The Lok Sabha cannot be dissolved. Okay, the term of Lok Sabha can also be extended, do remember this, up to a maximum of 1 year at a time. 1 year at a time, and this can only be done at the time of emergency, at the time of national emergency, for any length of time. But do remember, after the emergency has ceased to exist, this extension cannot go beyond 6 months. ठीक है, 6 महीने के अंदर फिर अगर इलेक्शन नहीं हुए तो लोकसभा को डिसॉल्व करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, सो ड्यूरिंग अ नेशनल इमरजेंसी, ड्यूरिंग प्रोक्लेमेशन ऑफ नेशनल इमरजेंसी, द टर्म ऑफ लोकसभा कैन बी एक्सटेंडेड फॉर 1 year at a time, for any number of times. But after the emergency has ceased to exist, then ये जो एक्सटेंशन है 6 महीने के अंदर खत्म हो जाएगा. ऑलराइट, मूविंग अहेड to the membership. So he should be a citizen of India. The person should be a citizen of India. He or she should possess qualification prescribed by the parliament. Minimum age to enter Lok Sabha is 25 years, and he must be a member of SC or ST in any state or UT if he wants to contest a seat reserved for him. So guys, as you all know that there are certain number of seats reserved for SCs and ST in the Lok Sabha. In SCs के लिए 84 है, ST के लिए 47 है. There are 84 seats reserved for SCs in Lok Sabha, and 47 are reserved for STs in Lok Sabha. So if any person wants to contest election on the seat reserved for any SC, then that person should belong to the SC category in that state or from that UT. ठीक है, let's say कि if I want to contest election from Delhi, Lok Sabha election from Delhi, ठीक है, let's say South Delhi, ठीक है, South Delhi is one of the constituency, and let's say South Delhi is reserved for AC, then I should belong to SC category from South Delhi. ठीक है, only then I can contest the elections from this seat. All right, and of course 104th Amendment Act, this reservation of SCs and ST in Lok Sabha is provided by article number 334. Do remember this article because it has been recently amended by 104th Amendment Act of 2019. ठीक है, it extended the period of this reservation by 10 years. ठीक है, initially this reservation was provided for 40 years. उसके बाद गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया हर बार इस आर्टिकल को अमेंड करके द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इज एक्सटेंडिंग दिस प्रोविजन. ठीक है, बाय अमेंडिंग दिस आर्टिकल नंबर 334. ठीक है, सो 104th अमेंडमेंट एक्ट से भी इसको 10 साल बढ़ा दिया गया था. मूविंग अहेड टू द डिस्क्वालिफिकेशंस फ्रॉम द हाउस. So any member can be disqualified from the house, from the either house, लोकसभा और राज्यसभा, by any of the three ways. 3 तरीके होते हैं, तीनों में से किसी भी तरीके से वो बाहर हो सकता है. First method is provided by Article 102 of the Constitution of India. Article 102 of the Constitution of India, and it says that a person, that a member of any house, Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, is disqualified if he holds office of profit under the union or state government. Number one, of course, if he is the holder of office of profit, then he would be disqualified. He or she would be disqualified. Is of unsound mind, is declared insolvent, if he is not a citizen of India or acquired citizenship of any foreign state after becoming the member of that house. ठीक है, let's say कि मैं आज किसी लोकसभा का मान लो कि मैं मेंबर बन गया. If I become the member of Lok Sabha today and tomorrow I acquire the citizenship of any foreign state, then in that case I would be disqualified from that seat if he is disqualified under any law made by the parliament. ठीक है. Number two, a person shall be disqualified from the either house if he is disqualified under 10th schedule, that is anti-defection law. अगर let's say if I am a member of Lok Sabha and if I found guilty of defection, ठीक है, under the anti-defection law, then I would be disqualified under this law and consequently I would be disqualified from the seat. ठीक है, जो भी मेरी सीट होगी लोकसभा में या राज्यसभा में वो चली जाएगी. ओके. एंड तीसरा तरीका है एज पर दी Representation of People's Act of 1951. So a person is disqualified if he is found guilty of certain election offences and corrupt practices in the election. जैसे कि इंदिरा गांधी का इलेक्शन वॉइड करार दिया गया था, आपको सबको याद होगा, और उसमें यही एलिगेशंस थी, हमने पढ़ा भी था. उसमें इलेक्शन जो एलिगेशंस थी वो यही थी कि भाई इन्होंने गलत प्रैक्टिसेस का इस्तेमाल किया है, उन्होंने जो सरकारी रिसोर्सेज है उनका इस्तेमाल किया है फॉर हर इलेक्शन, एंड दैट्स व्हाई her election was also declared void. Must not be convicted of any offense resulting in imprisonment of more than 2 years, preventive detention not counted, and that's why Lalu Prasad Yadav cannot contest election now because he was convicted for around 5 years. Must not have failed to lodge accounts of election expenses within time, no interest in government contracts, works, etc. Not a director or shareholder in government organization where government is more than 25% shareholder. He should not be a director of that company where government is more than 25% shareholder. Must not be dismissed from government service for corruption or disloyalty to the state. Not convicted of bribery or inciting violence among different groups, and not convicted of preaching social crimes like untouchability, dowry, sati, etc. Now, do you have to remember all the 8 provisions? No. Just remember a member of house can be disqualified from the house in any of the 3 ways. Number 1, as per the provisions of Article 102. Number 2, if he is disqualified under the 10th schedule, that is anti-defection law. And number 3, there are certain provisions as per the Representation of People's Act of 1951. ठीक है, तो इन तीनों में से किसी भी तरीके से किसी भी पर्सन को डिस्क्वालीफाई किया जा सकता है. इन रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ पीपल एक्ट 1951, डू रिमेंबर दिस पॉइंट, मस्ट नॉट बी कन्विक्टेड of any offense resulting in imprisonment of more than 2 years, because this can be asked in one of the options में डाल सकते हैं कि अगर a person जो है वो disqualified माना जाएगा if he is convicted for more than 3 years. So in that case this statement would be incorrect because it is not more than 3 years, it is how much? More than 2 years. All right. Now let's move ahead to the vacating of seats in parliament. अब parliament में seats कैसे कैसे vacant हो सकती है? Number 1, double membership. There cannot be double membership. There cannot be double membership in either house. ठीक है जी, double membership नहीं हो सकती. It cannot be happen that a single person is a member of both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. ये नहीं हो सकता. So if a person is elected to both the houses, then what will happen in that case? So he should intimate in 10 days that which house he wants to be a member of. वो कौन से house का member बनना चाहते हैं. अगर वो इंटीमेट नहीं करते हैं, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट यहाँ पे फोकस करना, इफ दैट पर्सन डज नॉट इंटीमेट विद इन 10 days अबाउट विच हाउस he wants to be a part of, then in that case राज्यसभा सीट becomes vacant by default. ऑटोमेटिकली जो उनकी राज्यसभा की सीट होगी वो खाली हो जाएगी and that person will be a member of Lok Sabha. All right, this is very important, do remember this. Number 2, If a sitting member of one house is elected to the second, his seat in the first house becomes vacated. Let's say there is a person who is already in Rajya Sabha. He contest elections from any constituency for Lok Sabha, and if he is selected to Lok Sabha, then his seat would be vacant. जो इसका सीट है वो यहाँ से वैकेंट हो जाएगा, ठीक है. और दूसरा उल्टा भी हो सकता है कि अगर वो ऑलरेडी लोकसभा में है और राज्यसभा के लिए में चला राज्यसभा के लिए इलेक्ट हो जाते हैं तो लोकसभा से उनकी सीट जो है वो वैकेंट हो जाएगी. देन इफ इलेक्टेड टू 2 सीट्स इन अ हाउस, अगर एक ही हाउस में 2 सीट से इलेक्ट हो जाता है, देन इन दैट केस ही मस्ट एक्सरसाइज राइट टू 1 सीट, अदरवाइज बोथ आर वैकेटेड. जैसे कि नरेंद्र मोदी आप सबने देखा होगा वाराणसी से और गुजरात में एक सीट से चुने गए थे 2014 के इलेक्शन में, तो उन्होंने गुजरात वाली सीट को छोड़ दिया था, राइट. सो अगर वो दोनों से जीत जाएंगे तो उनको छोड़ना पड़ेगा एक को, वरना वो दोनों ही वेकेट हो जाएंगी. Cannot be a member of both the parliament and state legislature at the same time. Like for example, Yogi Adityanath was the member of parliament and then he was elected as the chief minister. जो मतलब उस टाइम तो उन्होंने आई गेस इलेक्शन नहीं लड़े थे या नहीं लड़े थे, आई एम फॉरगेटिंग दैट. सो अभी वो मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट नहीं है. ही इज द चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ उत्तर प्रदेश एंड ही इज द मेंबर ऑफ स्टेट लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली ऑफ उत्तर प्रदेश. ओके, सो कैन नॉट बी अ मेंबर ऑफ बोथ द पार्लियामेंट एंड स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर एट द सेम टाइम. If the member does not resign from one within 14 days, his seat in parliament is vacated. जो पार्लियामेंट वाली सीट होगी वो वेकेट हो जाएगी. ऑलराइट, सो यहाँ पे 2 पॉइंट्स है जो कि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, याद रखने वाले हैं. नंबर 1, if a person is elected to both the houses of parliament, then he should intimate in 10 days about which house he wants to be a part of. ठीक है, otherwise the seat in राज्य सभा would become vacant. जो उनकी राज्यसभा की सीट होगी वो खाली हो जाएगी. दूसरा, if a person is elected to both the parliament and any state legislature, then in that case अगर वो 14 दिन के अंदर नहीं बताते हैं, अगर वो चूज नहीं करते हैं, देन जो पार्लियामेंट वाली सीट है वो क्या हो जाएगी, वेकेट हो जाएगी. ऑलराइट, मूविंग अहेड. और किस किस तरीके से सीट्स वेकेंट हो सकती है पार्लियामेंट में. सो सीट ऑफ अ मेंबर फ्रॉम अ हाउस इज डिक्लेयर्ड वेकेंट इफ ही इज एब्सेंट फॉर 60 days without permission. If a member is absent from the proceedings of the house for 60 days without permission, then the seat of that person would be considered as vacant. If the election is declared void, अगर किसी person का election void हो जाएगा तो of course वहाँ पे seat vacant हो जाएगी. If the resignation is filed to the chairperson of Rajya Sabha or speaker of Lok Sabha, and if the person is disqualified. All right. Moving ahead, and remember this vacating of seats in parliament, this is as per the provisions of article 101 of the constitution of India. All right, आगे चलते हैं. Now let's talk about the speaker of Lok Sabha. This person is GV Mavlankar, the first speaker of the Lok Sabha. पहले स्पीकर थे ये लोक सभा के, GV Mavlankar नाम था. 10 साल तक ये रहे हैं. Now पहले हम बात करेंगे कुछ स्पेशल प्रोविजंस की विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द स्पीकर ऑफ लोकसभा, देन आगे चलते रहेंगे. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, द स्पीकर, द ऑफिस ऑफ द स्पीकर ऑफ लोकसभा डिराइव्स पावर फ्रॉम 3 सोर्सेज. 3 सोर्सेज ऑफ पावर हैं ऑफ द ऑफिस ऑफ द स्पीकर ऑफ लोकसभा. नंबर 1, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया. नंबर 2, रूल्स एंड प्रोसीजर्स ऑफ द लोकसभा. एंड नंबर 3, पार्लियामेंट्री कन्वेंशंस. These are the 3 sources of power. These are the 3 sources from which the Speaker of Lok Sabha derives his or her power. Now, Speaker of the Lok Sabha presides over joint sitting of both the houses. So, you must be aware of this, that in case of any deadlock, any deadlock with respect to a bill, if it is not a money bill, then there is a provision of joint sitting of both the houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. And if there is any joint sitting of both the houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, then that joint sitting would be presided by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, not Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. All right. He cannot vote in first instance, but of course, in case of a tie, he can cast his or her vote. Decides whether a bill is money bill or not, and his decision is final. इनका decision final होता है. Whether a bill is money bill or not, it is to be decided by the Speaker of Lok Sabha, and his decision is final. Decides on disqualification of a member with reference to the anti-defection law. But do remember, इसमें पहले ये था कि जो the decision of the speaker was final पहले, but रिसेंटली नहीं, काफी टाइम हो गया वैसे अब तो, ये जो डिसीजन होगा इट इज सब्जेक्टेड टू जुडिशियल रिव्यू नाउ, मतलब सुप्रीम कोर्ट कैन टेक द रिव्यू ऑफ दैट डिसीजन। अगर लेट्स से स्पीकर ऑफ लोकसभा ने किसी पर्सन को डिस्क्वालीफाई कर दिया अंडर द 10th शेड्यूल, दैट इज एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ, then in that case that disqualified member can move to the Supreme Court for judicial review. Okay, the Speaker of Lok Sabha appoints chairperson of all the parliamentary committees in the Lok Sabha. All the parliamentary committees of Lok Sabha, the chairperson are appointed by the Speaker of that house. He is the chairman of the Business Advisory Committee. He himself, the Speaker himself, is the chairperson of Business Advisory Committee, the Rules Committee and the General Purpose Committee. Very very important, कई बार एग्जाम में पूछा जा चुका है, ठीक है। तो तीनों कमेटी का नाम याद रखेंगे, द बिजनेस एडवाइजरी कमेटी, द रूल्स कमेटी एंड द जनरल पर्पस कमेटी। And he is of course the ex officio chairperson of the Indian Parliamentary Group, which is a link between the Parliament of India and the Parliament of various countries. All right, so he is the ex officio chairperson of Indian Parliamentary Group. Now moving ahead to the independence to the office of Speaker of Lok Sabha. So his salary is charged on Consolidated Fund of India, and that's why his office is given independence. His work and conduct cannot be discussed and criticized in Lok Sabha unless there is a substantive motion going on. इसकी बात हम आगे करेंगे, अभी नहीं करेंगे, so please थोड़ा सा धैर्य बना के रखें। And in the order of precedence, he is placed along with the Chief Justice of India. मतलब ये सारे कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर से भी ऊपर इनकी रैंक होती है। Okay, so the office of Speaker of Lok Sabha is given certain independence. Now removal, the Speaker of Lok Sabha can also be removed, but ऐसे नहीं कि हटा दिया and remove तो चलो ठीक है, elect कैसे होते हैं, elect करने का कोई तरीका नहीं है, ठीक है। क्या होता है कि जब लोकसभा मिलती है तो एक डेट ऑफ इलेक्शन डिसाइड होती है, and remember the date of election to the Speaker of Lok Sabha is decided by the President. The date of election is to be decided by the President and the Speaker is elected amongst the members only. ठीक है, जो members चुन के आए हैं उन्हीं में से स्पीकर को चुन लिया जाता है by the members only. ठीक है, कौन चुनते हैं, members ही चुनते हैं, amongst the members चुनते हैं, and the date of election is fixed by the President of India. All right, now he can be removed after a resolution is passed in the Parliament for this purpose. Parliament में resolution pass होना जरूरी है। Resolution must first be raised by a member with support of at least 50 members, and he must be given a 14 days notice first. 14 दिन का दो चीजें important है, 14 days notice and at least 50 proposers. ठीक है, 50 supporters होने चाहिए इस resolution के, only then this resolution can be moved, otherwise it cannot be moved. After a resolution is brought in the house, it should be passed with the absolute majority of Lok Sabha and not by an ordinary majority. ठीक है, the bill this resolution should be passed by an absolute majority in Lok Sabha. ठीक है, इसमें नॉट ऑर्डिनरी मेजोरिटी या स्पेशल मेजोरिटी या सिंपल मेजोरिटी नहीं चलेगी, एब्सोल्यूट मेजोरिटी, मतलब 543 में से 543 बंदे, ठीक है, तभी वो हट सकते हैं, अदरवाइज नहीं। तो ऐसे कभी हो ही नहीं सकता। While such resolution is on, he cannot preside on the Lok Sabha, though he may be present there. ठीक है, मतलब जब वो रेजोल्यूशन चल रहा होगा तो वो लोकसभा को प्रिजाइड नहीं करेंगे, बट यस वो वहां पे हो सकते हैं। If he loses the membership of parliament, he ceases to be speaker. Of course, अगर membership of parliament ही चलेगी तो भी वो speaker नहीं रह सकते। He can file his resignation to the deputy speaker. Very very important, कई बार एग्जाम में पूछा जा चुका है, ठीक है, कि स्पीकर किसको रेजिग्नेशन देते हैं, डेप्यूटी स्पीकर। एंड व्हेनेवर द लोकसभा इज डिसॉल्व्ड, द स्पीकर डज नॉट वेकेट हिज ऑफिस। वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, इस पे फोकस करना, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। जब लोकसभा डिसॉल्व हो जाएगी तो ऑफिस ऑफ स्पीकर डिसॉल्व वेकेट नहीं होगा, जब तक नई लोकसभा नहीं आ जाती तब तक स्पीकर बना रहेगा। जैसे फिर लोकसभा आएगी तो फिर वो अपना दूसरा इलेक्शन कर सकते हैं या फिर उसी स्पीकर को आगे लेके जा सकते हैं। ऑलराइट, so whenever the Lok Sabha is dissolved, the office of the speaker does not vacate and continues till the new elected Lok Sabha meets. Moving ahead to the deputy speaker of Lok Sabha, and this person is Mr. Iyengar. He was the first deputy speaker of Lok Sabha, and remember, deputy speaker, again it is elected amongst the members and by the members, and the date of election of deputy स्पीकर इज फिक्स्ड बाय द स्पीकर, ठीक है। जो डेट ऑफ इलेक्शन होता है स्पीकर का, दैट इज फिक्स्ड बाय द प्रेसिडेंट, व्हाइल दैट ऑफ डेप्यूटी स्पीकर इट इज फिक्स्ड बाय द स्पीकर। And of course, do remember it is not a subordinated office to the speaker. He is responsible, directly responsible to the house. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं है कि स्पीकर के अंडर एक ऑफिस है डेप्यूटी स्पीकर, नो, ठीक है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। The deputy speaker is directly responsible to the Lok Sabha. He performs all the duties performed by the speaker in his absence or vacancy in the office of speaker, and there is no separate oath or affirmation subscribed by the speaker or deputy speaker. This is also very important, याद रखना। आपसे एग्जाम में ये भी पूछा जा सकता है किसी भी ऑप्शन में डाल के, that the oath to the office of the speaker of Lok Sabha is you know prescribed by the CGI, but ऐसा कुछ होता नहीं है। There is no such oath or affirmation that is to be subscribed by the office by the speaker or the deputy speaker. Alright, this is very important, याद रखना, अगर ये एग्जाम में आ गया तो कंफ्यूजन हो सकती है। Next, there is a panel of chairperson of Lok Sabha. अब ये क्या है? See, so from amongst the members of Lok Sabha, the speaker appoints a panel of chairperson, a panel of not more than chairperson, ठीक है, not more than 10 members, ठीक है। और ये क्या होती है, किस लिए बनाए जाते हैं कि मान लो कि let's say there is a situation when both speaker and deputy speaker are absent, then in that case who will preside the house? So from among these 10 members, from among the this panel of chairperson of Lok Sabha, anyone can preside the Lok Sabha, ठीक है। So any of them can preside over the house in the absence of speaker and deputy speaker, but यहाँ पे एक चीज important है, वो याद रखना, that a member of the panel of chairperson cannot preside over the house when the office of the speaker or deputy speaker is vacant. अगर vacant है तो इनमें से कोई भी प्रिसाइड नहीं कर सकता, ऑलराइट, अगर दोनों ही वैकेंट है। एनी पर्सन फ्रॉम द पैनल ऑफ चेयरपर्सन ऑफ लोक सभा कैन ओनली प्रिसाइड द लोक सभा ओनली इफ देयर इज एब्सेंस ऑफ स्पीकर और डेप्यूटी स्पीकर, नॉट द वैकेंसी इन द ऑफिस ऑफ स्पीकर और डेप्यूटी स्पीकर, ठीक है। आई होप दिस इज क्लियर। नाउ this is the last topic for today, chairperson of Rajya Sabha. So as you all know, vice president of India is the ex officio chairperson of Rajya Sabha, and all the duties and responsibilities are similar to that of speaker of Lok Sabha, except two things. Number one, he does not preside over the joint sitting of both the houses. Number two, he does not decide whether a bill is money bill or not. These two things are to be decided by the speaker of the Lok Sabha. बाकी सब कुछ similar है। When the vice president acts as president, he does not discharge duties as the chairperson of Rajya Sabha. In that case, deputy chairperson of Rajya Sabha does this. Can only be removed from here if he is removed from the office of the vice president. And जब vice president हमने पढ़ा था, मैंने आपको बताया था कि there is no special procedure to remove the vice president from his office. आराम से कभी भी निकाल सकते हैं। Same powers as the speaker. However, it does not decide whether, ये मैंने आपको बता दिया, and chairman is not a member of the Rajya Sabha but can vote in the case of a tie, but of course he does not vote in first instance. पहले इंस्टेंस में वोट नहीं करते हैं, but yes, अगर कोई टाई हो जाएगा तो in that case the chairperson of the Rajya Sabha, and that is vice president, can cast his or her vote. All right, and remember, chairman is not a member of the Rajya Sabha. This is very very important. मतलब ऑफ कोर्स जैसा कि मैंने आपको शुरू में बताया था दैट वाइस प्रेसिडेंट इज नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट, बिकॉज वाइस प्रेसिडेंट नॉट द चेयरमैन ऑफ द राज्यसभा, नॉट द मेंबर ऑफ द राज्यसभा। चेयरमैन होता है बस, वो मेंबर नहीं होता है। ऑलराइट, so guys, that's it for the session. I hope all the provisions related to parliament are clear. In the next session we'll talk about the sessions of the parliament. आज के सेशन में बस बेसिक चीजें थी पार्लियामेंट के बारे में, और अब ये चीजें आपको आगे पार्लियामेंट के चैप्टर को समझने में हेल्प करेंगी। अब मैं बार बार रिपीट नहीं करूंगा, कुछ चीजें जो आज हमने पढ़ी, आई विल नॉट रिपीट दैट। ओके, सो थैंक यू so much for watching. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. Goodbye, take care and God bless.